So, anyway, we're playing a video game.
Yeah, but just because it's called the GameCast doesn't mean we have to talk about games all the time. All right, well, you want to talk about games. How excited are you for Destiny? Oh, we've already talked about this. I don't care. I want to talk about it some more.
Destiny.
I cannot freaking wait for Destiny, dude.
Looks amazing. And this is gonna date the GameCast of this episode, but I don't care.
Well, we're pretty much. I mean, once Destiny comes out, the GameCast is gonna be probably a minimum of half Destiny for a couple months.
Another game that I'm looking forward to is oh, what is that Tom Clancy game?
The Division.
Division, yeah,
Yeah. I hate that I'm getting excited for these online-only games because I hate online-only games. But the reality of it is, if they're done well, I don't really have a choice.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
this made me think. Speaking of online-only, the Elder Scrolls Online. Have you read, seen, listened to anything about that?
I just know that I'm not super psyched on it, but I haven't read anything about it.
Well, what most people are saying is that it's a pretty mediocre MMO. And basically they're saying this is not an Elder Scrolls game, this is an MMO with Elder Scrolls stuff. Which is, of course, the exact wrong thing.
Yeah, should be the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
People always say the combat in Elder Scrolls games is really bad, and while I would never say they're good, it's fine for what the game is, you know?
Yeah. The game is more about going to another world and...
and just kind of dicking around and having a great time.
Yeah, like getting a new house, you know? Like, I feel like that was like my main goal for like almost every city. It was like, oh yeah, time to buy this house, and then...
Because... I mean, I'm a hoarder in that game. I mean, most people are, but I mean, still have to call it out. So I needed a place to store all my shit.
Shit!
And I don't know about you, but I always had a primary house.
I love the way you said shit there. I gotta find a way to
put my shit.
Put all my shit.
But I always had a primary house where I put, you know, my crafting supplies, my gems, because I would never sell my gems. I always kept, like, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, diamonds. I never sold that stuff. I always kept it. Gold, silver, always kept it.
Yeah.
And in Elder Scrolls Skyrim, it was solitude. So what happens, what happens was the first house I had bought was in Whiterun, because that's the city I think most people encounter first. So I ended up building, you know, a pretty nice stash there. Well, there came the point where I had to move it all. And obviously, one of the great additions that they made in those games was that when you're over encumbered, you can still move.
Yeah,
you just
oh my
can't
gosh.
Run. That was the dumbest shit in, well, all of them before Skyrim.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I picked up a grain of hay. I can't move!
A grain of hay. Oh my gosh. But anyway.
Yeah, I said that. I said it, folks.
If anyone from Bethesda ever listens to this, I really appreciate that you guys made that change. Don't ever undo it.
Indeed. I'm with Pip. The grain of hay was stupid.
Okay, that's gonna be like Timone's top 10 quotes. Number 10, a grain of hay. Anyway, so what was
Number one's gonna be I have to piss.
I had a bunch of stuff in Whiterun. And I was like, well, I gotta get all this stuff in Solitude because that's the bigger, cooler house. And I'm like, well, what do? Do I just fast travel 20 times and take, 500 pounds of stuff each way? Or do I just take it all and literally walk the whole way? So I ended up having a good compromise. Don't
say you walked!
Yes, but I had a good compromise. So I ended up packing up all my shit, which turned out to be about 20,000, whatever units of weight they use, which was way more than 10 trips. It was more like 20. Actually, no, it would have been 40. And what I figured out was, even if you're over encumbered, the horse still moves at the same speed. So I picked it all up, went and got a horse, and then just rode the whole way.
Wait a minute. Can you not have, over encumbered and say, hey, I want to go here? To that,
you can't fast travel when you're over encumbered.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never tried that. Wow.
Yeah. That's why I was like, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah, I figured you thought of that. I don't know. That's hilarious, dude. Well, that's what you get for hoarding.
I can't help it, man. I can't get rid of this iron ingot. What if I need to make something?
Put it in the chest. near the...
I know. It's completely irrational because at the same time I had like 200,000 gold because in those games, we could do a whole episode on the GameCast, but we could do a whole 10 episode series on the GameCast just on the Elder Scrolls. But let's talk real quick. What were the skills you leveled up first? For me, and this was not consciously, this is just what I did. The first thing I always thought was crafting and commerce. So, I would always focus on, enchanting, alchemy, just straight up crafting and commerce to, sell off the things I was doing. So I usually got to the point where I was I had money pretty fast in those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then my secondary ones where I was always a sword and shield guy, a one-handed sword and shield or restoration magic. I didn't really ever do destruction magic. Now, I liked it, but I didn't do it very often. How about yourself?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. When I first started off, I was destruction magic. I love... just the way that the lightning looked.
Oh, it was so good in Skyrim.
Oh, man. I was just so taken back by it. So, I think I started off with that. But when I actually got used to the game, it would probably be illusion. That wasn't my number one, but that was certainly high. I loved being invisible.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
Illusion... Go ahead.
In Morrowind, my sign was always the shadow, so I could turn invisible with my daily skill. But
yeah. Illusion was up. I think illusion was number 3. Number 2, probably just the regular hand to hand, one hand.
1 arm combat.
Yeah. And then number 1. What was it?
I thought you were always doing archery sneak combo.
Oh, I did love the... Oh, man. Okay. Well, if I'm going with my original, my favorite class...
Well, no, just what you normally did.
Okay, then number 1 would be, you said it earlier, I can't believe I'm forgetting. The,
archery sneak?
Not that early. No, the making of armor.
Oh, yeah, crafting.
Crafting, yeah. I would be crafting / enchanting. Oh, man, those two combination. What?
Okay, we're getting rid of this guy. So crafting and enchanting.
Crafting and enchanting. Those are usually the first 2 that I begin with. Because, you can do that really early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so, after that, it's usually the one-handed combat. Then sneak. I like me some sneak.
Yeah, I was never one for, lock picking and sneaking.
Oh, I don't care about luck picking, but sneaking, dude.
Yeah, but those roguish skills. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess I played that game a little bit more roguish. than anything.
Were you a heavy armor or a light armor guy?
Oh, light. You gotta be light when you're sneaking.
Yeah. I've talked with you about this before, but I don't agree with people when they say that the Elder Scrolls games have been kind of dumbed down for the console audience. But I do agree that they're kind of losing some of that complexity that I really liked. Like, in Morrowind, you probably remember, your armor was made up of like 7 to 9 different pieces. You had helmet, shoulders, chest, gauntlet, boots, bracers, and
bracelets,
greaves, and gloves, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many different things, and I loved that.
Oh yeah.
And then it is also kind of cool in Skyrim that you don't have to manage all of it. So I know I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth here. I'm not sure which I like better. I don't know. I guess if I had to pick, I'd probably go with I like the more pieces of armor, because it would be harder to acquire, like, if I want that dragon armor, there would be more trying to work towards.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Why can't we get a new one?
I feel... Ready up! I feel,
There we go.
I feel like they came at perfect times in my life, at least. Morrowind came when I was very much... I could manage that type. I had the time. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do all this. It's like, yeah, I have time to... I need a new bracers or whatever. Okay, well then, I'm gonna find me some new bracers or work towards them. But now it's like, I'm old,
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't have time.
Oh man, I will always make time for the Elder Scrolls. I think.
Well, okay, that's true. But
my honest estimate on how much I've played Skyrim, I think, is probably 450 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Why are you looking at me? He stabbed me.
I'll never forget playing Morrowind. I don't remember the exact age, but I believe it was between 8th and 9th grade, so last year of middle school. No, that would have been too late. It was probably
6th and 7th grade.
6th to 7th, yeah, because I'm thinking middle school. So
that's where I was.
Yeah, so about 12 to 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, I got it at the beginning of the summer, because where Timmone and I grew up, the library system, shockingly, actually lets you borrow video games. So I borrowed the Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Do you call it borrowed? I haven't been to a library in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Checked it out. I don't.
We checked out the yeah.
Yeah, you checked it out. So I would check it out, and you get to have it for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I remember liking it so much that I just went and bought it. Well, what happened was I checked it out like the first week of summer, and then what felt like 2 days later, summer was over. It's like I played that thing all summer, and that is not an exaggeration.
That was honestly the first real feeling that I felt where it was like, holy crap, there's a whole world to explore. There's no guided, like, where you need to go. It's like, you can go for it.
That's a great point, but I also think that part of the reason you feel like that is because the Elder Scrolls, especially with Morrowind days, like, it took that to a whole nother level. Like, that didn't even really, in my opinion, didn't exist before.
No, it didn't.
Because you think of, like, JRPGs where it's like, oh, it's got an open world map where you can go around and have random encounters. That is not anywhere close to the same as what you did in Elder Scrolls,
No,
where you,
and trust me, I'm a big JRPG fan. Like, in Final Fantasy, like, 4, you're like, holy balls. I got the airship. I'm gonna go crazy now. But basically, it's like you can do like a couple side quests and then you have to finish the game. You know, it's like, oh, okay. But with this game, it's like you get the. He's like, hey, guess what? You were a prisoner and now you're free. Have fun. Here's a general guideline of what you can do, but if you don't want to do it, whatever. No, we're not gonna boss you around.
Yeah, another great improvement they made in Skyrim. They got rid of that just ass backwards leveling system.
Oh,
and
that
again,
leveling system was so stupid.
This goes back to people saying like, oh, they're dumbing it down. Well, this is a scenario where I'm not leveling. That whole leveling system was horrible.
Okay, yeah.
Like it was just absolutely horrible.
Yeah, you know this
book to figure out how to level. It's too complicated.
Yes, and you know this, Pippin. I didn't even know about that until I was playing the game with you. I was like, I just thought honestly, I thought it was random. I was like, oh, okay, I get so many points towards this because I reached this level. But little did I know it was because I was doing not weird things, but like, you know, I was like working on my athleticism when it should be. I don't even know. It was just so weird.
And then also, like, because of now, Skyrim still has, I wouldn't even consider it a problem anymore, but where you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna run in circles to, you know, level up my speed or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. But the problem was that you did that so you could effectively level in the old games. That's what made it a problem.
Yeah, that's when I really disliked Morrowind, or Oblivion for that matter, was when you told me about that. And like, I legitimately remember standing inside a house, and like, if you can see me now, you can't, Pippin, but like, I would be standing on top of a ledge like that and just be jumping up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, just to get my athleticism up, to get something...
Acrobatics.
Yes!
Ah, damn it, I'm down.
I'm coming.
I was trying to get sniper rifle kills. Yep,
but yeah,
I know exactly what
I was just doing that over and over again for hours while Pippin would play another game, and I was like, I wish I was playing that game. Not saying that Morrowind was bad, but like, I was just leveling up for... You know.
I felt like it was more of a problem in Oblivion.
Oh, Oblivion was bad. At least Morrowind had like a humongous map where it's like, holy crap, I can explore my whole life.
Which of those three do you think is your favorite?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question. Not Oblivion.
Of course it
clearly.
Yep, Oblivion's okay. Of those three, Oblivion's the bottom for me.
Yes,
And it's not even close.
No, Oblivion was just that that middle child that was not meant to be.
And neither one of us is saying it's not great. It's
still
one of the best games ever. But compared to the other two,
it had the old school like crap that like you expect from the original Morrowind, but like the new school graphics that you wanted from Skyrim. You know, it was like, I want better out of this, but they aren't up to it. But anyway.
Yep.
Oh man, this is painful for me to say because it's like 1 and 1.1. You know, like it's not like an easy decision. But I would put Skyrim number 1.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I think I would too.
I hate to say it because I played the crap out of Morrowind. It's not like I'm not a Morrowind fan. Please, whoever's listening to this, I love Morrowind. Like, I played the crap out of Morrowind. And that was more fun back then because you didn't have the internet to kind of help you, you know.
But I agree.
But
those
Skyrim
games,
is
to look online.
Yeah, Skyrim is such a polished game. They didn't skimp on any part of it. Not saying they skimped on Morrowind, but this is just Skyrim's almost a perfect game.
The reason I think Skyrim is because with Morrowind, remember the only console that was on was the Xbox, and I mean, while those games were wildly successful on PC, you know, it's not the same as what Skyrim sold. I think something like 25 million units. That is, I don't know how well it was a long time before I realized how video game numbers stacked up. That is so incredibly amazing. think, I mean, GTA 5, I think, has sold 33 million units. So
Wow.
that puts it into perspective for you. And GTA 5, I think in its first day, grossed $1 billion. So,
Wow.
like, I think Skyrim has made Bethesda $1.5 billion. Think about
That's
that.
impressive.
$1.5
That is
billion.
amazing.
It doesn't, and now granted, they spent like 170, I think the production cost was 75 million, and you know, that's a lot, but for a game, that's a big, not huge budget. And think about that. Like, that's like I can't do math very well. That's like a 20-time returns on your money.
Jeez. That's impressive.
Well, they deserve every penny.
Oh, they do. I'm not saying they don't
Yeah.
deserve it, but man,
I know you're not. I'm reiterating it.
Yeah. I mean, Skyrim. A long time ago, you asked me top 10 favorite. Not, you weren't asking me my top 10 favorite games, but you were talking about Ni no Kuni and asking me if it was in my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, nah, probably not. But Skyrim has to be top 5.
Not only does it have to be, I'm pretty sure it's my #1 game of the generation.
Really?
Yep. In fact, Metal Gear has always been my favorite series. It's in danger of being toppled by the Elder Scrolls.
The Elder Scrolls
Because
game,
Metal Gear 5's got to bring it, and I think it's got a great chance to. Man, it's just so good, you know?
Yeah. I think I just heard somebody scream about the Blackhawks game going on right now.
Hey, make sure both of them are muted.
Oh shit! I'm doing it right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
even if they weren't, we'll just keep it.
Yeah, we're good.